Hey guys, Russ68 here. New video today. We're going to be talking about my day 1 Castle Nathria expansion Imp Lock deck that I have appropriately named Big Impin'. First we'll do a quick match. I will say this deck currently has about a 63% win rate. It mostly loses to Volatile Mage. And that is the majority of the decks that I have faced by quite a margin. So hopefully we can get like a good game going. Seems about right. Okay. We'll just do our best and see what happens. I'm actually gonna really greedily keep this. It's probably a bad idea. Very greedy. We're trying it anyways. Alright. We're gonna just drop that. Okay. Now, do I want to buff him once? Just to upset him? Probably. Oh, we got the freezy pops. We got 4. I'll actually do like that. Hit him again. Frosted Elemental, aka freezy pops. Well, that's okay. Because I think we're just going to double buff one of these guys here. Let's see. I think next turn we're going to play the Imps.
The Queen's trove is forbidden.
That's probably fine. Just gonna freeze. Mage just has so much control. It's pretty rough to deal with. Didn't use it though, by the way. Interesting. Do that. Do that. Draw. Oh, good. This is gonna die anyways. So yeah, I'm just gonna hit him. It's probably gonna clear my board here, which is fine because then I will just reform, I guess. Even though I think I've only had 3 imps die. And maybe I should do the Mischievous Imp first, actually. Might be a better idea. The school teacher.
Anybody? Pick me, pick me.
Explosive runes, huh? Okay. It's fine. Okay. It will die, but I will get the 2 copies of it, which is fine.
A little fire never hurt nobody.
I'll just buff it up, and we'll crash that, and we will draw. Alright, it's almost time. He's almost gonna drop the stupid 8-drop legendary that does 1 billion damage. I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with that because I am going to do this.
Finally! Minions that obey me! Most.
Oh my god!
Blizzard. It's okay, because I can do this.
The top shelf is...
See if he has another one.
The Queen's power is beyond your
I
comprehension.
got something good. He snap picked it. Okay. Okay.
Now you're cooking.
I don't. That was kind of a weird mage. I don't really know. They were like trying to be volatile, but without all the stuff. So, but that was a pretty good showcase of, you know, how the games typically go. Just usually with more volatiles on their end. We will go over the deck list real quick. This is my take on the Imp Lock. I was not a part of the Theory Craft Day. I didn't partake in any of that, and I didn't really watch any of that. So this is actually an original build by me. I mean, I'm sure there's other builds that are the same, if not very similar to this, because, I mean, big Imp Lock is not that hard to make. You just tons of Imp synergy, basically, and then good. And I have made this is technically my version 1, but I did make one card change because I was having difficulty with the druids in the late game, so we'll talk about that when we get there. Right now we are running 2 of every card except for 1, and obviously the legendaries. Flame Imp, 1 drop, 3/2, value, play. The Flustered Librarian actually seems pretty good. I've been pretty impressed with it so far. So that'll probably stick around for a while. Then we got the Wicked Shipment. It's a 1-drop tradable. Summon 2 1/1 imps. It upgrades by 2 when it's traded, so when you trade it, it becomes 4 1/1 imps, which is huge value. Honestly, oftentimes I'll actually just throw this out turn 1 if I don't have a better play, and it's not against like a mage or something like that I know for sure is just going to kill it right away. It's a pretty good card for a common especially. Then we got the Imp Swarm. I like this one vastly less, but it is still good, I guess. It still seems to perform pretty well anyways. It is a 2-drop, and it summons a 3/2 imp. It upgrades when you have 5 mana to be summon 2 3/2 imps, and then at 10, I believe it is 3 3/2 imps. We have Impending Catastrophe. This is a great card to refill your hand. It's a 2-drop, draw a card, repeat for each imp you control. Very great, but sometimes you do got to be very careful not to overdraw. Vile Library, obviously probably the biggest staple in an imp deck right here. It is a 2-drop. It's the new location. 2-drop, give a friendly minion +1/+1. Repeat for each imp you control. This gets out of hand very quickly. We got Fiendish Circle, 3-drop, summon 4 1/1 imps. Great card, love it. Imp Gang Boss. So I played about a good handful of mirror matches, and I didn't really see any of them but one playing Imp Gang Boss, which was really interesting. I will tell you, the one that I saw a lot of, like almost every Imp Lock that I played against today, had this Bloodbound Imp, and I think this is actually just worse than Imp Gang Boss. You take a lot of damage. I mean, your hero power is already taking damage from you, and with the volatile mages and stuff like that, slinging, you know, spells and random 2 damage here and there, I actually think that Bloodbound Imp is a very bad card, and I intentionally left this out. I don't think I could bring myself to put this in the deck, so I did decide. Oh, I was debating between either of these, and ultimately I went with Imp Gang Boss. I decided Imp Gang Boss was a better thing. Not only it is 1 mana more, and has 1 life less, but it summons an imp every time it takes damage. So I think it's just more valuable, and you're not losing health for it, because there's very often a time where I have very low health left when I win the game, and that may not be the case if I took, you know, 4 damage for 2 attacks. Is crazy, dude. And not only, like, that would also, you know, even if the 2 damage isn't what actually kills you, it will make the opponent play differently, and plan out their attacks differently, based on your health, right? So this could very much lose you to the game, and oftentimes when a Imp Warlock that I'm playing against mirror matched plays this, I win every time. It's very rare that I lose to an Imp Warlock who has played this. Oftentimes, I don't even try to control this Imp. I don't even care about it. You want to take 2 damage to deal 2 damage? Go for it, man. Oftentimes, I don't try to control it for at least 2 turns. We got the Traveling Merchant. This is a very value card. It's a tradable. It's a 3-drop 2/3, and it very easily becomes a 3-drop 6/7, which is pretty impressive. So it is in here. I have thought about cutting it, but honestly, the value that you get out of it is pretty strong. This is the card that I literally just added in. Like the game that I just played on video here was my 2nd game with this. And I did this Demonic Assault. This originally wasn't in the deck. I can't remember what I had over this. I think I had I had the Piggyback Imps over this. I think it's the 4-drop 4/1 that summons a 1/1 imp when it dies. I had 2 of those over this. Now, against the mirror match, if you're facing another Imp Lock, I think this card is actually pretty bad. If my memory is correct, all of the games that I've played where the Imp Lock has played this card, I have beaten them, except for maybe once, I think. I don't think this is a good card to play against like a mirror match. It doesn't really put you in a very good spot. But I took this for mages and for druids, because once it gets to that late game and they can control your board so well, like if the druid has Guff out and has already played their legendary creature that gives you a 3/3 dragon with rush every time you play a nature spell, you cannot get anything to stick on the board. It's impossible. And there's been 2 or 3 games where if I was able to deal 3 direct damage to their face, I would have won the game. So I did take out the Piggyback Imp for the Demonic Assault. I do think it makes me actually worse against the mirror match Imp Locks, but I think it makes me stronger against mages and druids mostly. So that's why I've been testing this out a little bit. We have 2 Mischievous Imps. Mischievous Imps is honestly a really great card. I actually really like this one. It's a 4-drop 3/3 with a battle cry of summon a copy of this. It also has Infuse 3, so you summon 2 copies instead, which is great. So you're getting 3 3/3s for 4 mana, which is pretty good. The School Teacher, everybody plays School Teacher. It's a 4-drop 4/3 with a battle cry. Add a 1/1 naggling to your hand. You discover a spell that costs 3 or less and teach it to it. I've honestly been thinking about cutting this. It has no real synergy with the deck, and the spells that I get oftentimes are kind of nonsense and don't really help me out in any way. So I have been thinking about cutting this. Every once in a while, it gives me something that I can use. I won't even say that it was like a lucky pick. It's just a usable pick. But even the usable picks don't put you in a good enough position to, you know, make this worth it, maybe. I don't know. So I'm thinking about cutting this, but it isn't right now. And it does stuff sometimes. I don't know. You can test it out for yourself, see if you like it. If you don't, cut it. Try to get more synergy. We can go over some things that I've been thinking about adding after I get through the rest of the deck list, so you might want to think about cutting the school teacher in place of it if you don't like the school teacher. We do have one Shady Bartender. Honestly, Shady Bartender is awesome, and I would even consider putting a second one in my deck if I get rid of school teachers. Because the Shady Bartender is a 5-drop tradable 4/4, but he gives your demons +2/+2. Honestly, it seems super good. He's just value. Like, there's been often times where, you know, a mage or something will, you know, try to get all my guys in range so they can do something on their next turn, and then I'll just play this and just destroy their plans, and then still be able to, like, clean out their board or go face and, you know, just get a lot of extra damage in. So Shady Bartender should at least be a 1-in. I'm thinking about making it 2-in. Dreadlich Tamsin, excuse me. Battlecry, 6-drop Battlecry. Deal 3 damage to all minions. Shuffle 3 rifts into your deck. Draw 3 cards. Honestly, this is just good. I mean, sometimes you got your minion so buff that the 3 damage is negligible to them. Doesn't really matter, and it cleans out your opponent's board. Other times, like against Volatile Mage, it will help you clean up their Volatile Mages as much as you can. Then play this, and then hopefully reload your board with a couple of imps by your next turn. It's pretty good. It's really good if you can wait as long as you can to play this to then, like, combo it with something else. We got Imp King Rafam. He is not as good as I originally thought he was going to be, but he is still very good. He's a 6-drop 6/6 Battlecry, resurrect 4 friendly imps, and if you have infused 5, you give all of your imps +2/+2 that are on the battlefield. He is pretty good. You know, there is cases where you will summon them and you will get a bunch of 1-drops, so they become 3/3s, which really doesn't put you in a good position, because a lot of times, you know, those 4 3/3s are just dealt with right away, and you are, on your next turn, you're left in the same position. So he is very good. He is not great, but if you have him, definitely add him. He, you know, does help a lot. He is honestly just a slightly better Shady Bartender, except for he only hits imps, whereas Shady Bartender hits demons. He is a 6/6 body versus a 4/4 body. You know, very similar in power, I would say. The difference being, you know, legendary and not legendary, I guess. So he's good. If you have him, add him in. If not, you can probably take something, another, like, big value pick. Like, it would have to be a pretty good value pick to want to replace Imp Swarm. I think he definitely belongs in the deck. But, you know, you should not be thinking that if you play him, you win the game. It's not one of those cards. We got 2 Sea Giants. Honestly, you flood the board so much, you know, you play them out super cheap, easy. And then we have probably, in my opinion, so far the most broken card in Castle Nathria, which is the 10-drop 10/10 Sire to Nathrius himself, Big Daddy D. Lifesteal Battlecry, deal 5 damage amongst enemies and endlessly infuse 1, deal 1 more. So every time a friendly minion dies, it deals 1 more damage. If you get him early in the game or at the start of the game, this is literally a win card. You can drop this and just decimate the opponent while full healing yourself. It is absolutely bananas. The only hitch to that is you have to get him early enough for it to matter, and then you have to survive long enough to be able to play him. So there is a couple of occasions where I had him very early, but I just couldn't hang in there the last turn or two to get the mana to throw him on the board. But honestly, he is very, very strong, and he is a definite include, honestly, in any... Most decks would want to have this guy in it, I would say. He's very strong, and it's very impossible I mean, I guess not impossible, very difficult, and unlikely that the other opponent is going to be able to play around this, because you basically get to choose how you're going to set this up. Like, do you want to clear their board and do a little bit of damage to them while full healing yourself, or are you going to use your minions to control the board, because this guy now has, you know, 34 damage and can drop and just suck all the life out of the opponent easily. Which I have actually done that before. I literally killed all of my minions just to kill all their minions to juice him up even more, dropped him, and just won the game with him. So he's a very powerful card and a definite include. And that's it. That is my version 1 big Imp Lock deck. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It has been doing pretty good. I've played about like 27 to 29 games or so, and it has about a 63% win rate. Most of those losses are due to Volatile Mage. Volatile Mage isn't an impossible win. It is very difficult. You have to have a very strong start, and they have to have a less than ideal start or some misplay somewhere in the middle. But that is going to be your hardest matchup. Your second hardest matchup is probably going to be Druid with their new legendary and Guff. It can get pretty rough when it gets to that point. But I have won against a lot of Druids that are doing that, so it really just depends on you know, your start versus their start, and honestly just the entire game. You know, you just got to make good decisions and hope that they make bad ones. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more Hearthstone content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any decks that you would like me to try, link them in the comments below, and I will give them a go. I think I will be uploading the other versions of my version 1 decks for Castle Nathria, my day 1 decks for Castle Nathria. I will tell you right now, Party Time is a meme. Give Me That's kind of a meme, but I think this actually has potential. We'll see. And Pain and Gain is kind of rough. We're still working on that, so we will probably upload some. Maybe they won't be the day 1 versions. They'll be slightly refined, but honestly, the big Imp Lock was strong enough that I cruised through the levels and got up to Plat 4 in like 30 minutes, an hour, or something like that. Like, people were conceding on like turn 4 a lot of times, just because I had so much power on the board already. So give it a try. Feel free to post any changes that you make to the deck. I would love to see them. I am by far not a professional Hearthstone player, and I'm always open to see improvements or changes that people make to my deck to fit their play style or something or anything like that, because it is very interesting, and this is at a first look, so it definitely is not min-max at all. So I would love to see what you guys think. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will post the next video on Tuesday. We're going to go back to my regular schedule. I missed the last 2 Tuesdays. I had a lot going on, so we will be going back to the Tuesday schedule, so I will do a new deck next Tuesday as well. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay sane, and I will see you guys next time.